Miracles do occur occasionally. The lights over there just change for me. Very rare occurrence. I usually get across way before the lights change. Sometimes I feel guilty pushing the button because I know that they're going to be so tardy. But sometimes you'll get so heavy a traffic flow that you really do need the lights. I did actually cop it that time. It must have been just after the lights had changed down the road and there was a heap of traffic. So, yeah, they're badly designed though. They should respond a lot faster. I don't know who programs the... Alright, got myself the Windsor Gin, and I got myself Lowenbrau beer, 6-pack for $11, pretty good deal. And no dark beers at Murphy's that have been on discounted for some time. So I'll hoe into those when I get to Seville, because of the Spanish, which was very surprising to me. They've got a taste for dark beers, Cerveza Negra, and I'll just say Donde es Cerveza Negra to the guy working in the supermarket and supermercado, and he should be able to direct me to where it is. That's what I did last time. It worked a treat. So essential words in Spanish. Cerveza is one of the big ones. Vino Tinto is fairly important too. I don't mind a bit of a Vino Tinto, which is red wine. I can handle that. But I could have got cheap port today, but I've got the bacon and the tonic water as well, so I better not. Oh, got the lights again. Wow, doing well. There's a few people waiting at the bus stop too, so maybe there's one coming soon. Can only hope. Hopefully there's not a punch-up taking place there. It's been a while since that's occurred, and that was during summer. So cooler heads are prevailing in this time of year, one would hope. But you never know in Cairns. Well, I got the last item I bought on eBay before I head off. It's a very small item. It's just a connector, a converter for the micro USB, which is attached to the keyboard that comes with the holder for my Samsung tablet, and it connects to a standard input into the tablet. It actually worked fine. It's actually I got the right one, which is great. So I connected it up, but when I did, there was absolutely no sign of life in the keyboard. There's a provision for lights there, and there's nothing lighting up, so it's not getting any juice. And supposedly got an OTC compatibility, which means on the go, which means you should be able to plug in accessories like that into the tablet, so I can have a normal touch keyboard rather than the one that's where it's the touch screen version is standard. I'd rather have an actual physical keyboard, which is included in this particular tablet cover, which is quite handy, but doesn't work. So great idea in theory, unless there's something I have to switch on the tablet. Now the tablet, I did check out that the Samsung tablet does have OTG capability, and it apparently does, but it ain't working. But the thing is that the actual cover for the tablet's virtually the same price as ones without the keyboard. So it's costing me nix to have that extra for keyboard anyway. Makes it slightly bulkier, not much, but it would be nice if it worked. But I'll try to get it working. If it doesn't, well, it at least works as a protector, and also means I can prop it up on an angle on my seat on the plane, so I can watch TV and movies that I might have. I don't do that very often these days. I find that I basically I just sort of meditate and go into a bit of a pseudo trance when I'm flying, just relaxing, rather than doing anything. And if I got the sedatives, I take 2 of those sedatives, to Mansalin I think they're called, then I'll definitely go to sleep for at least 4 hours. Just depend. I think last time I slept better because I had a little bit of grog beforehand, and that was actually the trip back from Vietnam. I had a fairly light session at the happy hour, number 5 bar, and I think I might have had I think I had 3 or 4 beers. I think I was three or 4 glasses of beer, and I think the beer might be watered down there, so it wasn't particularly potent. And I definitely slept better because of that, I think. So I might do that. The only trouble, oh no, it's okay. It's quite plausible because it's a full service flight too. So what I could do is order a drink as soon as we're airborne, and then take it. But I can only probably have time for 1 drink before I do that. And I don't think the Qantas are going to be exactly throwing drinks at economy passengers. Although last time I flew economy with them, they were okay, but that was domestic too. So this is an international flight to Singapore, so hopefully a little higher standard. We'll see. I'll do a road test of it anyway and compare it to BA, which will be interesting to see how the 2 airlines compare. But it's not exactly a big one about the keyboard. It would be nice if it works, but I can live with it. The actual touchscreen keyboard seems okay anyway, so it's it's a marginal benefit, but at that price, why not go for it? So, like I say, good theory. So it's all going well. Just got to go down to the supermarket, get some more greens. I should have bought them yesterday because I went to the Westcourt supermarket, the Coles, and I got bacon, but I didn't get the greens, which is silly of me. So I'll go up to Woolworths today just for a good walk. It's a beautiful day, really. Oh, the weather is superb right now. It's just the right temperature. My bedroom now looks like a solarium after all that. Once the arborists went to work and hacking away at the branches yesterday morning, it's so much light coming into my bedroom. I don't know if I really like it, but I mean it does at least illuminate the bathroom, which has been rather dingy. So yeah, it's a nil wind, as they say. So yeah, and I got a message today from Tony, who runs a travel meetup group. There's not going to be any more dinners by the looks of things for a while. She's got a couple of she's a travel agent. She's got a couple of trips. She said 3 trips lined up in succession, and that's apparently sounds like it's a fairly heavy workload for her. So she may not be available until I get back anyway. So that could work out all right. And I will check out the meetup group in Seville with the canoeing. That sounds good. I mean, a good exercise. It's a beautiful location. It's a nice big river, it's a fairly calm river, and it'll be a good opportunity to meet some other people there. Most of them presumably will speak English, and if they don't, I can convey a few ideas with my pathetic Spanish. I came a cropper today. I actually worked out how to say 64, which is my age, and successfully enough so that Google Translate would understand it when I actually spoke into the phone. But today I tried again. Total hash. The closest I came was 600. Now I don't quite feel that old, so I'll have to try to enunciate a bit better so I can actually say 64. So we'll see how it goes. But it's great that you can actually test your pronunciation against the Google machine learning. I mean, presumably it's reasonably accurate. I'll know soon enough when I'll be surrounded by people speaking Spanish in a little while. So yeah, just try to get on top of the grammar. That's going to be the fun part. But I'm feeling like my vocabulary is expanding a bit. I'm learning quite a few new basic words, and you really do need a couple of thousand words. I think, like I have heard in the past, people say I need a few hundred are used regularly in newspapers and what have you. I think maybe they're talking about the basic words without the derivatives of it. If you add all those together, it multiplies the number of words you require to quite a bit. But I am getting used to the fact that how there's different pronunciations with Spanish and if I see a written Spanish word now, I can pretty well properly pronounce the word, because I know what the lettering is. For instance, double L is a Y sound. One L is like H is silent at the beginning of a word, for instance, and QU is a K sound, for instance. So if you're aware of those sort of things, you can then actually do a reasonable job of pronunciation, which helps a bit. So it's going to be interesting. Always stimulating to be in a different environment, especially when you've got those added challenge of trying to get through a foreign language. So it should be fun. And yeah, like I say, I'm really looking forward to the food. It should be fantastic. And I'm going to probably budget around, conservatively, I'm going to go for about 40 euros. Oh, that's how the exchange rate's all over the place. The exchange rate died on Friday with the euro, and now it's come back up again to Monday, and to Tuesday today even better, back to about 61. However, that Aussie foreign exchange booth, the one in Flight Centre next to Coles, I got a quotation on the exchange rate for that company, and it's absolutely lousy. It's about 57.5 or something, whereas the ANZ's around the 59 rate. So you'd be crazy to go with them today. You'd be better off going with ANZ. Oh, and speaking of ANZ, their website was down today for about from last night onwards, actually yesterday afternoon onwards. That's not a good sign, especially after I just transferred a substantial amount of money into the account. So I felt a bit nervous. Luckily it's back up and running today and my money is there, so that's good. But yeah, there's nothing worse than a banking website dying on you. It's not a good feeling. Especially before a trip where I've got to do a lot of juggling with money. And as I say, I'm going to be aiming to have about 40 euros to spend per day while I'm over there. So I'm going to have to get quite a bit of money converted, and it's going to be a matter of which day of the week's the best to do it. Today it would be better with the ANZ, but there's other foreign exchange mob might change their rates midday for all I know. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning right now, and I'll just keep checking them online. And the beauty is it only takes me 20 minutes to get down to where they're located, so I can do it fairly quickly. But no, the last week they were actually about 0.5 of a euro ahead of the ANZ. Right now they're just abysmally below it. So they obviously they must gauge the exchange rates at different times. The ANZ might do it on the fly, and whereas this currency exchange group might only do it a certain time each day. So just got to be aware of that as well. So, but currencies are so hard to pick. So if I get a decent rate, I'll go for it, and then I might get the money, still get one of those travel cards off ANZ, but get it later in the week. Well, I don't know, maybe I should get that today, because their rates are reasonably good right now. They're not the best they've been. They've been up to about they have actually been a little above 59, but they're not bad. They're not bad. So yeah, not going to get great exchange rates at the moment. And the euro's not that good anyway. The European economy's doing poorly, but even despite that, so are we. It's not good. And the Chinese currency apparently has dropped like a stone with Trump turning the screws again on trade. And they're really suffering down there, so I won't be seeing so many Chinese tourists around Southeast Asia for a while, I think. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.